So, Lauren, you know all the secrets. Can we start by talking a little bit about Voleth Meir for a second?
I'm going to let you bake some more. I want your desperation, Chris.
Voleth Meir herself, the Deathless Mother, she's based on the mythology of Baba Yaga. And one of the reasons that we chose specifically Baba Yaga is we found that it was a monster that basically every culture has a version of. We started to talk about how to introduce a season-long villain, not just the monsters that Geralt is fighting in every episode. And furthermore, we talked about how that villain could start to tie together Yennefer's stories, Geralt's story, Ciri's story, without them all being on screen together yet. So obviously Voleth Meir comes in and out of all of their worlds and then collides in the finale.
In our finale, we have the head of Redanian intelligence, Dijkstra, scheming with Philippa Eilhart.
What are you saying?
I'm saying word is out about the girl.
They seem to know everything about Ciri, stalkering much. Can you hit in what you're setting up with these two characters?
In season 1, we really started to set the political chessboard. So Cintra was obviously very important, and we knew that Nilfgaard was going to be important. And then we've heard of these other kingdoms. We see Temeria a little bit when Geralt fights the Striga, but we haven't really delved into one of the kingdoms in the way that we are going to with Redania. I wanted, again, to start teasing who these characters were. We don't know a lot about them this season. Certainly we don't know a lot about them personally. They're more just sort of adversarial. And when Dijkstra appears at Aretuza this season, there's this sense that he is there kind of reading the room. And Tissaia is smart enough to know it. He's just come with gossip, but she knows obviously there's something that he wants from us. And that thing is Ciri.
Will there be anything else? Dijkstra.
I'm the one who ordered the death of that elven baby. I had to. It was the best path to helping me find my daughter.
Lauren, it's a great reveal in the books that Emhyr is Ciri's dad. Can you talk about how you built up to it and why you wanted to end the season on this specific twist?
We were basically divided as a writer's room. Are we ready to let the audiences in on this secret, especially when our characters don't know yet? And that's always sort of dangerous because you could feel like your characters are behind in the story. What we're going to lean into is the suspense of the audience knowing what's coming and how and when our character's going to figure it out. We really wanted to start to understand the Nilfgaardian Empire, and there's no way to understand it without digging into Emhyr a little bit more. This also goes to, the two sides of characters, right? Which is, throughout the first season, Nilfgaard is the evil empire. And yet, I don't think they think of themselves as evil. They think they're doing the right thing. So we wanted to start to reveal that side as well. And as soon as we see Emhyr again, we're going to know that he's Duny. It felt like the right time to do it, and now we can actually dig into Emhyr and why exactly he wants his daughter back so badly.
Take them away.
Let's talk a little bit more about the other big bad, the Wild Hunt. Talk to me about bringing them into the season and what you're teasing with the promise that Ciri belongs to them.
The Wild Hunt is notoriously not really introduced in the books until the time of Contempt. But because the Wild Hunt is so familiar to so many of our fans, video game fans, honestly, we started to plant the lore of the Wild Hunt as early as the pilot. And we get the sense that they are this omen of war. And so we wanted to make sure that by the time we met them, honestly, we were thoroughly scared of them. We know from the books that they are spectral, but we also know that by the time they actually interact with Ciri more, there's a bit more tangibility to them.
Starry-eyed daughter of chaos, join our hunt. Your place is among us.
When they tease that Ciri belongs to them, what we're hopefully gonna lead viewers to believe is that there's a lot more history of Ciri herself, her lineage, her bloodline. All of that is gonna come out in the wash next season.